3 simple steps to evaluating any multifamily investment in 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. You're going to learn in this short video more than theory. I am going to include actual numbers of a deal. So number 1, you're going to learn what we call that multifamily metrics. This is an absolute must to learn because you cannot go forward with the deal unless you know what these metrics are. And they are cash flow, which is king, the cash on cash return, which is basically your return on investment, and the cap rate. To see a complete explanation on all 3 in a longer video when I break everything down, the link will appear and I want you to watch it after this video so it makes more sense to you, okay? And then number 2, after you learn the metrics, which is really important, you need a decision-making framework, okay? Basically, under what circumstances is this a good deal or bad deal? It's a huge time saver. And I'm going to do this in 3 simple steps in under 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. And in fact, I'm going to have a timer on the screen to prove to you that it can be done in 5 minutes. So get ready, get set, go. But before we get started, okay, I am going to make a few deal assumptions. In all fairness, we do need some information about the deal before we hit the clock and start our 5-minute evaluation. Okay, so the first thing you need is the income. You need to know what the rental income is per month and per year. Okay, so check the box there. The second thing you need to know are the property's operating expenses. Now, those are not easy to get, it can be hard to get. So what I'm going to use is our industry standard 35% rule. Okay, so use a 35% rule to estimate operating expenses. Here's a quick example. Let's say you have rental income of $100,000 for the year. You're going to use a 35% rule. So we're going to take 35% of that rental income of $100,000, right? And that will be $35,000. So 100,000 times 35% is $35,000 per year for operating expenses. That is a 35% rule, okay? Industry standard. And next we're going to we need to know a little bit about the mortgage, okay? Now, I'm going to give you default terms. This is what we use in our company until a lender tells us otherwise. So these are default terms. We're going to use a down payment of 25%. It's pretty standard. We're going to use an interest rate of 6.5%. For multifamily, you can get that today. And then an amortization rate, and amortization number of years is 25 years. So 25% down, 6.5% interest rate, and a 25-year AM, okay? So you need the income, expenses, and mortgage, and then we can begin our evaluation. Got it? All right, and also have a calculator handy. I have mine right here. You need to have yours too, all right? And lastly, if you have any questions along the way as I'm doing this, go ahead and text Peter to 833-942-4516, and we'll answer your questions. I'm excited. Let's get going. Here we are with the 3 main steps, okay? Step number 1 is to gather information on the property, okay? So before you even start your evaluation, you need to gather information. So that's step 1. Step 2 is going to be able to calculate your multifamily metrics, okay? These are the cash flow, cash on cash return, and cap rate, okay? You cannot make a decision on whether this is a good or bad deal without having the metrics calculated, okay? And step 3 is your decision framework. I'm going to give you standards. These are no or no-go standards if you want to pursue the deal or not based upon the multifamily metrics, okay? Make it really simple for you. Let's get started with step 1. Step 1 is beforehand, you're going to gather basic information about the deal, okay? So you found this 12-unit multifamily apartment building, and it's on sale for $1 million, okay? And they're all 12 units are 2 bedrooms, and they're renting at $1,000 per month each, okay? So that equals to $12,000 a month, right? And I need an annual figure, so I'm going to multiply this $12,000 a month by 12 months. That gives me $144,000 per year, okay? Now, you are not going to be occupied for the entire 12 months. You are going to have someone move in, someone move out. So we're going to use a safety factor here. This is the industry-wide safety factor of 5%. We call that safety factor a vacancy factor, okay, to make the deal more realistic when you're doing your evaluation. So I'm going to subtract 5% from this 144,000. So 5% vacancy factor, it makes this 144 come down to $136,000, $800 per year. We call this our effective gross income. Okay, this is the income after vacancy. Okay, so now I have my income. Let's work on getting expenses. Expenses are next. Okay, we are going to use a 35% rule. Again, that's an industry standard of how we all calculate expenses if we don't have them all, okay, for a quick evaluation like this one here. Okay, so 35% of the effective gross income, we're going to compute as our annual expenses. And here's the math here. Okay, so 136,800 times 35% equals $47,880 per year. That's our expenses. Okay, so I have income, I have expenses. Now, while I'm down here, I might as well calculate the net operating income, the NOI. Okay, the NOI is equal to your effective gross income minus your expenses. So 136,800 minus 47,880 equals 88,920 per year. That's my net operating income. And you know by now from watching all my videos, that's a very important number. And I'll share with you again why in a second. Okay. All right. So I have my income, my expenses. The third thing you want is your mortgage. You need to calculate your mortgage. And if you recall, we're going to use 6.5% interest rate. We're going to use 25% down, and we're going to use a 25-year amortization. Okay, so here we are. So if it's $1 million, I'm putting down 25%. My mortgage balance is $750,000. Okay, at 6.5% interest rate, amortized over 25 years, gives me a monthly payment of $5,406. Okay, per month. But I need an annual figure, so I'm going to multiply that by 12. That comes out to be $60,768. Okay, so I have my income, I have my expenses, I have my mortgage. Have all that beforehand. Okay, so you can do your really important calculations. Okay, all right. So that's step one. Okay, now we're going to go to step two, and step two is the fun part. This is where I get to start the timer. The timer will appear on the screen, and when I say go, it's going to start. And then I'll be done with this calculation in a very thorough way in less than 5 minutes. Okay? All right. So here we go. Are you ready? I'm ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right. So step two is to calculate your multifamily metrics. That is cash flow, cash on cash return, and cap rate. Okay, cash flow, I put the definition here, is your net operating income of $88,920 minus your mortgage payments of $60,768. And my calculator here, okay, that is $28,152. Okay, so pardon my back here. $28,152 per year. Okay, we got that. Okay, next is your cash on cash return. This is your return on investment. Okay, the equation is the cash flow, okay, divided by the down payment of $250,000. Do the math here. All right, so that equals 11.2%. Okay, pretty good number there. And lastly is the cap rate. Okay, the cap rate is defined as the net operating income divided by the sales price. Okay, and I got the math right here. All right, and 8.8%. All right, there you go. Okay. So we have the cash flow, cash and cash, and cap rate. What do you do with this information? All right, what do you do with it? Okay, here's what you do. You're going to go to step three. The step three is your decision framework. This is where I'm going to give you your go or no-go standards. Okay, so if it's a go, we're going to proceed. If it's a no-go for some reason, based upon the standards, we're not going to work in the deal anymore. We're going to terminate the deal. Okay, all right. So the first standard is your cash flow, okay? The cash flow needs to be positive. We are not working on negative cash flow deals. Don't even bother with them, okay? So standard number one is cash flow must be positive. Standard number two is your cash on cash return, again, which is your return on investment, your ROI, okay? Now, I'm going to give you this standard here. If you were to put your money into a multifamily deal, what type of ROI would you want? Okay. Would it be 5%, 10%, 3%, 2%? What is it? I'm gonna help you by giving you a standard. I'm gonna give you a low. Okay, you want at least a minimum better than what you can get at the bank if you were to put your money into a CD. Today, CDs are getting about 5%. So your multifamily deal must have an ROI of greater than 5%. If not, put your money in the bank. I earned 5%, right? So this deal produces twice that. Okay, so we're good here. Okay, next is your cap rate. And I'm specifically referring to your deal cap rate. Your deal cap rate must be greater than the market cap rate, or which is your sub-market cap rate. Here's what I mean by that, okay? So I have this property is located in this neighborhood, and this neighborhood has 3 deals that sold within the last 7 months. And those deals had an average cap rate of 7.5% in that neighborhood. That is the sub-market or the market cap rate, okay? It was 7.5%, okay? That's what these properties sold for, okay? All right, so you want your deal cap rate, which is this here, greater than the market cap rate, and it passes, okay? All right, so these are the 3 standards, okay? So go or no-go standards. So standard number 1, cash flow positive, check. Cash or cash return, greater than the CD. Remember, this is your minimum. So what is your standard? Is it 10%? Is it 8%? 6%? But your minimum has to be greater than the CD rate. So this checks off the mark. And then your deal cap rate must be greater than your market cap rate. So your deal cap rate must be greater than your market cap rate. And this is true here. So check. So there you go. Okay. All this done within 5 minutes. You can stop the clock now. I beat the 5-minute mark. All right. So again, this deal is a go. That means you can proceed to the next level, visit the property, get more information, but your initial evaluation is done, okay, at this point. So good job on that. I am going to quickly summarize this because I really want you to get this. Okay, so the 3 simple steps are, number 1, and it's going to appear on the screen here, okay? So step 1 is to gather information, okay? Step 2 is your multifamily metrics. And step 3 is your decision framework. You need all 3 to do a thorough evaluation or even an initial evaluation of your multifamily deal. Got it? All right. So you can take those to the bank. This is what we teach our students to do, and this is why they're so successful all across the country. These basics are instilled in them. Got it? All right. So if you would like to be mentored by our company, by myself and other coaches, the link will appear. You can go ahead and apply. If you'd like to just learn more about this business, how great it is, a link will appear on the screen. It's my book, Commercial Real Estate for Beginners. The link will appear. Go ahead and click on it and download it and just get at it and have a blast with it, right? I also have a multifamily or a commercial real estate course that you can take. It's free. Right? It's an awesome course. People love it. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to our channel so we can get more content like this out to the marketplace, to you, because this channel is for you. All right. If you hung out this long with me, you are my favorites. You're my all-time favorites. So I appreciate you so much for hanging out with me on this great day. And so if you would like to see more videos like this, let me know, okay? You can always text Peter to 833-942-4516 with any questions, and we'll get right back to you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you at the next video.